Welcome, everyone, to this edition of Our Travel Experiences. I'm your host, Kyle Rasmussen, and welcome to episode 70. As I always do, every fifth episode, I am sharing one of my own travel stories. So, episode 70, I thought I'd throw it all the way back to when I toured Southeast Asia on my way down to Australia to study abroad for a semester. So, when I was traveling to Australia, I was going to be studying in Sydney, Australia. But I wanted to make a little trip out of it. I wanted to, get some exploration in before I made my way down there. So I decided to fly to Hong Kong, Taiwan, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and I made it was about 2 weeks altogether that I spent traveling through those areas before I actually went to Australia to study abroad. So that first, this might be a two-part thing as well, because there's a lot that happened in that 2 weeks. But my first stop, so I flew from Seattle, Washington, to actually had to fly to Taipei, Taiwan first, and then I flew into Hong Kong. I had a little layover there, and then Hong Kong was my first destination that I actually traveled to on this trip. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed Hong Kong when I was there. This was back in this would have been early 2016. Gosh, that was a long time ago. 7 years already. Holy crap, that's wild. But yeah, so I stopped in Hong Kong, stayed in this little hotel in the middle of the city. I don't remember exactly where, but it was a good location, and the subway system was amazing. So I just used that a lot, and it worked out well. So that first day, I went walking around to different parts of the city. Got to see some of the tall buildings, so many tall buildings, skyscrapers. There, all the apartments are skyscrapers. It's insane. And actually got to meet up with one of my friends from college. So I was in this club called ISEC in college, which is like an international business organization. And the president at the time, her name was Priscilla. We were good friends, and she was actually in Hong Kong visiting her family. And so it just worked out that we were there at the same time. And so we met up and walked around the city together. She kind of showed me around to some places because she had been there before. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun walking around. Got to try some street food, lots of different foods that were really good. I had a bunch of dim sum, some soups. I don't even remember what else. Noodles, all sorts of things, and got to see the Olympic torch that was there, or one of the torches that was there in Hong Kong along the water. And then, that night I went to, I believe it's called Victoria Peak, which is right across the water. So Hong Kong kind of split into a couple different sections. There's some water that you have to go across or under in the subway, which I did, which is where Victoria Peak is. And it was a little cloudy when I got to the top, so I didn't get to see didn't get the full experience of all the beautiful lights and all the skyscrapers at night from the peak overlooking Hong Kong. But it still was really beautiful from what I got to see. Something totally different than what I'm used to, for sure. So definitely recommend going up to the top of the peak there. You can have dinner up there. There's a lot going on. It's a good place to go for an evening. And then let's see, what else did I do in Hong Kong there? I went to we just toured around the city, walked around the city, went to a Tai Chi garden. That was really pretty. Again, really pretty buildings along the way there. Yeah, so tried lots of different foods. And then actually one of my favorite meals that I've had to this date was like it was pancakes, but instead of maple syrup, it was like this milk tea with the boba tapioca balls on it, and that was that was really good. I really enjoyed that. I would go back and get that again for sure. And yeah, that was pretty much my time in Hong Kong. I don't remember doing anything like too crazy. I really just walked around and got to explore the city a little bit, and hang out with my friend. So that was stop number one on this Southeast Asia tour. And then stop two was I flew from Hong Kong to Taipei, Taiwan, where I spent the next few days in Taiwan. And this is where I had so much fun in Taiwan for sure. So one of my other, actually, this felt the favorite meal this entire time. I went to a place, a dumpling place that was recommended to me in Taipei. Don't remember exactly where, don't remember the exact name of it, so I apologize. I may be able to find it, but I don't know. It's been so long. But I went there and got the pork dumplings, and oh my gosh, it was so good. So good. Just melted in your mouth. Like, it was amazing. Yeah, worth every cent that I paid for that. That was fantastic. Um, yes, that was my first night there in Taiwan, and I just kind of walked around the city a little bit. There was like some sort of light garden kind of thing going on. One place that I walked to, but really, I was there in the evening, so I didn't get a whole lot done. And then the next morning, I actually took the high speed train from Taipei, which is at the very north of Taiwan, and I took it all the way down to Kaohsiung, Taiwan, which is at the very south of the island, where I met up with another friend from that club, Isaac. His name's Marjan. His family lived there in Kaohsiung, and so I coordinated it all and got to stay with them, and they showed me around Kaohsiung, Taiwan, which was really, really cool experience. I'm really glad that worked out. And they were just the nicest people, so welcoming, and I'm so appreciative of them showing me around for sure. So our first stop on the little tour of Kaohsiung was to see there's a temple that I got to go to, and got to see a little bit of that. And then there was a little area with a lake and a bunch of different pagodas. So those little towers, lots of different ones that are all sorts of different designs. Some are like dragons, some are just crazy designs, which is really pretty. And that was just right there in the middle of the city, from what I remember. And then I think it was still that day too. Yeah, we um, went to the monastery there, which is one of the largest monasteries in Buddhist monastery in Southeast Asia. And there's two parts to it. There's a newer section and the older section. We went to the newer section first, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember exactly. They're both amazing for sure. But I really, really enjoyed that. That was really cool to see. They had, in the first area we went to, they had the Buddha statues, just row after row after row, just very ornate and beautiful. And so that was really, really cool to see. And then they, at the very top of the monastery, was this massive Buddha statue that overlooked everything, and that was really pretty. Got some good pictures of that. And then we walked through the monastery. They had a little museum in there, and I can't remember what else they had. Lots of pretty flowers around there. Got some souvenirs there and supported the monastery. Got to see where people can go and pray. And yeah, it was great. And then we went to the other section, and got to tour that a little bit. There wasn't as much in that section, but I did get to do some like calligraphy, which was fun. I still have that. It is framed amongst all my all my things. So yeah, I enjoyed doing that, and just kind of being in a very peaceful environment. It was very peaceful. It was beautiful. Everything is just so well done and neat and nice, and well worth the stop. If you go to Taiwan, I definitely recommend getting down to Kaohsiung and seeing what's down there, because there's a lot going on down there actually. So that night, with Marjan's family, we went to they had the light festival going on. So we went down to the river there in Kaohsiung, and they had all these beautiful lighted lanterns. Oh, lantern festival, yes, that's not light festival, lantern festival. But they had all these really creative lanterns that were done, and they were all along the river, so you could walk along, and it was all lit up and beautiful. And they had a night market going on. It was awesome. I'm looking at one picture of it right now. It's of this boy carrying this wooden kind of cart behind him, and then there's another one of a cup of tea and some different like monkeys and all sorts of stuff. It was really cool. Yeah, they had all sorts of really cool designs there. But that was a good kind of little bonus to the trip to Kaohsiung, because that was only happening at that time of the year. And then I believe that was pretty much it for my time in Kaohsiung. And then I took the high-speed train back to Taipei, which, gotta say, the high-speed train was pretty cool too. It made it like a 2-hour journey to go that whole way, which in a car would probably be like 15 hours kind of thing. Everything's just whizzing by you really quick. But yeah, anyways, that was fun. And got to see a lot of the countryside of Taiwan too, which was cool as well. Okay, so once I got back to Taipei, that next day I went and explored the city a little bit. I got to actually meet up with another one of my friends that I had met in college, who was from Taiwan. So she had been studying abroad for a semester in San Diego. So we got to meet up and have lunch, and yeah, we walked around the city a little bit. We went to the Taipei 101 building and took a picture that looked all the way up at it. So that was fun too. And then she had to go to work or something like that. But anyways, I went and hiked up. There's a little hiking path there in the middle of the city that will take you up, and you get a really, really good view of the Taipei 101 building. So I did that, which I was excited to get a little hike in as well. And yeah, I got some good pictures there of Taipei and the Taipei 101 building. And yeah, I really think that was it for the most part. I mean, I went to got some different foods and had a bunch of I had a lot of boba on this trip, especially in Hong Kong and Taiwan. I forgot my hotel in Hong Kong was like right next to this boba place, and so every night that I was there, actually in the day too, but anytime I would go by or go in or out of my hotel, essentially I got some milk tea boba, which is really good. And then I in Taiwan as well, I just walked around. I went to the night markets and I got boba there, and yeah, a lot. I mean, it's everywhere over there, so I would get it a bunch of times. I think I had in the 2 weeks, I probably had probably at least 10 different milk tea bobas. Anyways, yeah, really enjoyed the food over there. Enjoyed the desserts as well. Just such a cool and for me a very different place than what I'm used to, and so I really enjoyed getting to experience all that I experienced there. This was just the first part of it, Hong Kong and Taiwan. I would say probably my two main favorite places that I went to of the 5 different countries I went to on this trip. I really enjoyed Hong Kong and Taiwan. I think part of the reason for that was because I got to meet up with with friends and family in those places, and that made the experience, a little bit better. I got a little bit more, unique look at both the countries. No, Hong Kong's part of China, but anyways, the cities, I guess. And yeah, it was really, really awesome, and really a life changing experience for sure. I feel like I got to see and do so much in just that short amount of time, because this was only the first. I think altogether it might have been like maybe 6 days that I was there between those two countries. So not a ton of time, but I got to see and do a lot. I know there's things I didn't get to see and do, but I feel like I can check those off the list for what I did get to see and do. Yeah. So then, I forgot with the calligraphy that what I was making. You could go into this little writing room at the monastery there in Kaohsiung, and you pull out a fortune essentially. And so I did that and got to write it down. I don't remember what the fortune was anymore. I don't think I have it in English anywhere. Anyways, yeah, I don't remember what it was exactly, but I don't know. Life has been pretty good, so maybe it came true. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there you go. Anyways, yeah, so this was a good start to the trip. I was a little nervous because I didn't know, I don't know the languages over there at all. I don't know Mandarin. I don't know Cantonese. I didn't know any of the languages. And so I was a little bit nervous going over there. This was a major trip for me. I mean, I was, this was just the first 2 stops on a 6-month trip abroad to places I'd never been before at all. So I was not sure how things are going to go, but I gotta say, and I don't know if this is still the case. I hope it's still the case. I know there's a lot of things going on, especially in Hong Kong and Taiwan right now. I know there's been a lot of changes, and things are tense over there. But when I was there, everything was just so clean. Everyone was so friendly. The subway system was ridiculously good. America could take notes on that. And they had everything in English as well, which I was really shocked at, but it was very, very easy to get around, like a million times easier than I was expecting. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, it was great. I really, really enjoyed my time there, enjoyed the foods, enjoyed the people. And yeah, again, I don't know how things are now, because I know there's been a lot of changes over the last few years, especially since COVID. And so things might be different, but if you can get over there and see those places, I definitely recommend it. Well worth the trip over there. And it's a good kind of first leg of a trip if you're going further into Southeast Asia, like Thailand or Cambodia or Vietnam or somewhere over there. You can kind of tack on those as a layover type of place to get something a little bit extra and different. So recommend that as well. So this was episode 70. In episode 75, this will be we'll do part 2, which will be Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia, which were the 3 other countries that I went to on this little tour of Southeast Asia. And then maybe, haven't decided it yet, and that's a long ways out, but episode 80, maybe I'll share a little bit more about my time in Australia as well. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned a little bit about both those countries. And yeah, keep traveling, everyone. I'll see you for episode 71 and beyond. Have a good one. Hey everybody, Kyle here. If you enjoyed today's show and want more, you can always check out every episode on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, and now Amazon Music as well. Just search for Our Travel Experiences on any of those platforms and it will pop up. You can also find everything all in one place on my website, ourtravelexp.com. And if you want to see my travel pictures as well as travel pictures from guests on the show, you can check them out on Instagram. The page is called Our Travel Experiences Podcast. And if you want to share your own pictures on the Instagram page or be a guest on the podcast, you can message me via that Instagram page or email me at ourtravelexperiences@outlook.com. I would love to see your pictures and hear about your travel experiences, so please send them my way. And if that isn't enough for you, make sure to check out my weekly YouTube show, From Around the World Fridays. Every Friday, I'm taking 5 to 10 minutes to answer questions from listeners, share some souvenirs that I bought over the years, share my postcards over the years that I've accumulated, or share videos and pictures from one particular city or country that I visited, and so much more. So check it out, guys. You won't be disappointed. And make sure you go subscribe to that as well. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you somewhere around the world soon.